Hey, good morning, Morter Marchers. I'm Dr. Ted Morter. Thank you for being here with me today on Morter March Monday. I appreciate that. And my theme today, after this crazy weekend that we've had with all the news and all the things that have happened, oh my goodness gracious. I thought today that it would be a good time to talk about how we respond to things, how you respond to things that happen out there, not necessarily to you, but they're actually for you. The things that happen out there are for you to reflect back inside and say, okay, how's this affecting me? How will I let this affect me? How will I let it make, my day successful or maybe a failure? What will it look like? And my theme is to remain flexible. We talk about this, Jan and I talk about this a lot. As we age, we get older, we tend to get into ruts and we tend to become more and more rigid. We're rigid in our actions and what we do, in our thinking and how we respond to other people and other things from the outside. We get very rigid and set in our ways. And the challenge with that is once you become so organized, your field becomes organized that you age more prematurely and dementia and things begin to set in because you have no flexibility in the muscles in your body and or the neurological components of your body. This is what happens to us as we age. So I would encourage you today to think more flexible. Of the things that happened this past weekend with shootings and etc. I don't want to get into all that, but try not to be, don't even just try not to be. Don't be rigid. Don't be rigid in the way you feel and lash out at other people for what they've done or are attempting to do. Think about yourself. What are you going to do? Good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for being here. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? How will you be? And this is an opportunity for you to say, okay, I'm going to be more flexible. I'm going to listen to what other people are saying. I'm going to listen to what their words are. I'm going to watch their actions and do their actions correspond and are they congruent with their words? And oftentimes that's not true. People will say one thing, but they do something else. They'll say one thing, but that's not really what they believe. And sometimes this happens. What happens frequently, and you can begin to use discernment to figure out what that is. Watch how things unfold, and then you can make a decision about your flexibility, whether you're going to respond to that or not respond to that. You get the choice to do that. You can decide. You can decide how you feel about what happened this weekend. You can become rigid and say, you know what, I hate. Or you can say, you know what, okay, this is an eye-opening experience. Let's just look at this from the perspective of what can I do to be different? How can I take care of myself? How can I cherish my body? How can I cherish my thoughts? How can I be proactive and positive? So I always say, take the positive approach as often as you can. And as you train yourself to do that, you become more flexible because you'll actually listen to what other people are saying and watching what other people are doing and then using discernment to make the decisions about what feels right for you. Rather than a snap decision, say, oh, that's terrible. Back up and say, okay, what does this mean? What is this showing us? What's the lesson to learn? How can we gain from this? How can we move forward in a positive direction? And I'm talking about myself because I can't change all that crap out there. I can't change all the things that you see in the news or the media and on either side or what's going on or this and that, blah, 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 blah. You can't really change that. Good morning, Jeanette. You can't change those things, but what you can change, you can alter how you respond to this. You can choose to be rigid and you're staunch in your beliefs about what you know is right, or you can be more flexible and say, okay, well, maybe there's something else to this. Maybe this is a lesson for me to learn to say, maybe it's acceptance and tolerance, and maybe it's about learning to move forward in a positive direction and acting the same manner of the things that you're saying, acting congruently with what you say, what you act and do, and then it will change what you have. It's called be, do, have. And once you do that, once you take on that responsibility for self-control and self-alignment, if you will, alignment so that you're congruent with the positive things that you'd like to profess to yourself, your family, your life, your job, all these things are important. So my theme for today on this Quickie for the Summer is let's be flexible. Let's be more flexible instead of rigid. Let's be flexible and maybe go to a different store. Maybe take a different path to where you're going to go. Maybe don't go to this particular store on that particular day, or go over here and say, I can't do that because I've never done it that way, or I've always done it this way, so I'm going to continue. Why don't you just be flexible a little bit and say, you know what, let's try something different. Let's just go to a different restaurant. Let's just go take a different path to get to the next town. Let's take a different journey and watch what happens when you're more flexible. Watch what happens when you're more flexible. I'm thankful and grateful that I've remained flexible in my life. And that means a lot. It could mean something physical in your body, being flexible. It could be a mental acuity. It could be where you're changing your thought patterns to be flexible for other things. It can mean anything that you like. You get to pick. It's your life. You get to control it. You get to be in charge of it. So I'm going to choose to be flexible. I'm going to remain flexible in my life. I'm going to be thankful and grateful for being flexible. I'm going to do the Morter March now, and I'm going to do that being thankful and grateful. I'm flexible. I am flexible. And that means a lot to me, to remain flexible, because I tend to be opinionated on things, and I tend to say things, and I'll say, Jana, what if I posted something like that? And she looks at me like, what are you thinking? I'm like, well, I just got it off my chest. I just want to get out of that, let it go, release it, be done with it, and move on. Cancel that thought. Cancel that thought. Be flexible. Be flexible. Be flexible. I'm thankful and grateful. I remain flexible. I am flexible. Think about for a moment, what would that mean to you in your life? If you're going to do this march, what would it be for you to say, I'm thankful and grateful to be flexible? What would that mean to you? What are you rigid in now that you could be more flexible? Think about something like that. You can put that in the march when you're thinking about this. You can think about a particular situation, say, and you're thinking about that situation, you're going, I'm thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. Maybe you'll make a different decision. Maybe you'll hear what they're saying with a different tone. Maybe you're projecting your thoughts onto them so that they'll come back to you like you'd like to see it. That's how it works. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. Those who are not flexible become rigid and die. They die prematurely. I watch people all the time. They could have been a little more flexible. They'd probably still be alive. Be thankful and grateful to be flexible. Let's do it. I'm going to start with my left foot out. Right arm goes up. I'm thankful and grateful. I am flexible. Thankful and grateful. I am flexible. I am flexible. Okay? Let's switch the other way. Thankful and grateful. I'm flexible. Thankful and grateful. I am flexible. I am flexible. We did a connect call last week with Melissa and had a lot of people there were asking questions about the Morter March and how this works and how the contralateral movement affects your brain power into your body, because this side of the brain controls this side of the body 100% and vice versa. So we do this march in this position. We're communicating with our muscles to the cerebellum. I'm thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. I'm flexible. Okay? One more time. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. Thankful and grateful, I am flexible. I hope you're doing this with me. This is powerful. This is powerful. This is life-changing times in our country right now. There could be some great things happen in the next 6 months, in the next years. I don't know. I hope so. I really hope and pray for that. Seriously. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible. 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 I am flexible. Think what this world would be like if more people were more flexible, instead of just always in your face and always trying to tell you what to think and do and how to act. Just be flexible. Let that wash off you like water off a duck's back. You don't have to listen and take everything to heart. You can just walk away from it. You can turn the channel off. You can go outside and go for a walk. You can play with your dog. You can go build something in my new shop. Wait till you see my new shop. I'll show pictures. Thankful and grateful, I'm flexible, and I hope you are too. Take some time to reflect on this. Change your thinking. Change the way you act. Change the way you be. Change what you'll have. I'm Dr. Ted. I'll see you next week.